Dear students, welcome to the science class. So in the last class we concluded with the topic named as chemical effects of the electric current. So in today's class we are going to start with the new topic that is nothing but some natural phenomena. Some natural phenomena. So what is the natural phenomena? That is nothing but which are occurring naturally without any help. So in those some natural phenomena we have winds. So winds are occurring naturally in the same manner. Cyclones. Cyclones are also occurring naturally. Storms, lightning, and earthquakes. In the 7th class, we studied about the winds, cyclones, and storms. In today's class, in this topic, we are going to study about the lightning and the earthquake. So, our first topic is lightning. So, what is the lightning here? Lightning is nothing but we are going to see that lightning before raining or before downpour, we are going to see the lightning with a lot amount of sound. So what is the lightning here? Lightning is nothing but it is the spark. It is a spark. If you see in your homes, there is a loose connection in your electrical appliances. In your home, there will be loose connection between the electrical appliances. When there is a loose connection, there is a production of the spark due to the electric current. Due to the electric current or due to the electric charge. In the same manner, if you take another thing in your sockets, in the sockets of the electrical sockets in your home, not in your sockets, in the electrical sockets in your home, when you check that if there is a loose connection between that socket, there is also going to production of the sound as well as there is the production of the spark. There is the production of the spark. Spark is nothing but it is a light. So why it is producing there? It is because of the loose connection. In the same manner, if you take the lightning is happening, but there is also a spark is there, but it is in large scale or in high amount that spark or the light is producing as well as the sound is producing. So lightning is nothing but it is the spark in large scale. So why it is happening? If you compare this thing with the charged particles, if you compare these things with the electrical appliance, that is nothing but socket or loose connection. So what is happening here? In the loose connection or in the sockets, because of that loose connection, there are presence of the charged particles already present. Because of that charged particles, when the charged particle interact with each other, they are going to produce sparks. They are going to produce light. In the same manner, the lightning is happening because of the charged particles. Lightning is happening because of the charged particles. So, before that thing, before up to 1758, the previous generation, that nothing but ancient peoples don't know what is the lightning. Whatever is happening in the sky, the lightning which is going to happen in the sky, they know that it is the wrath of the gods. Up to 1758. After the 1758, a scientist named Benjamin Franklin. In 1758 says that whatever the spark which is happening in the loose connection of the electrical appliances is same as, or the lightning which is happening in the sky, both are interlinked, both are same. So whatever the procedure which is happening in the loose connection, the same procedure is happening in the lightning. So lightning is not the wrath of the God, but actually what it is a scientific phenomena. Which is happening because of the charged particles. And which is discovered by the scientist named as Benjamin Franklin in the year 1758. So this is about the lightning. How lightning is nothing but it is spark which is happening in the large scale, same as the spark which is occurring in the loose connection in your home appliances. Right. So what makes the lightning to happen? You know that the charged particles. So what are the charged particles? So what are the interactions between the charged particles and what are the types of the charged particles we are going to see. Before that, from where does the charged particle is coming? From where does that particles are getting charged? So we are going to see that thing. Now, first thing is how does the charging is done? Charging by rubbing. Charging by rubbing. Charging by rubbing. So, let us perform some activities to know that how does the actually charge is coming there and how does the charge is coming by rubbing. Before that, I am going to discuss something. Always remember whatever the particles which are present here, the materials which are present, if you take the table, if you take the bench, if you take anything, all things are neutral one. They doesn't have any charge. They doesn't have a positive charge as well as they doesn't have negative charge. The charge on those things is neutral. The charge on those things is neutral. Since all the elements are made from the protons, electrons and neutrons which you are going to study in the 9th class. Right, so protons are the positively charged, electrons are the negatively charged, neutrons are the neutrally charged. So protons and electrons are same in number. Because of that thing, whatever the particles which are present in our surroundings, whatever the particles which are present here are made from those three particles. If the number of protons and the number of electrons are same, then all the particles are neutrally charged. All the particles are neutrally charged. So whatever the particles or whatever the objects which are present in our surroundings are neutrally charged. So they doesn't have charge. So if it doesn't have the charge, then where does the charge is coming on those objects, so that there is an interaction is happening. So if you remember the previous class, that nothing but while discussing about the forces and pressure. In that force we discussed about the electrostatic force. As well as in the 6th and 7th, we are discussing about the electric current, so on, so things, discussing about the different types of the forces. So, in that electrostatic force, we discussed an example. That is nothing but we are going to take a scale, and that scale we are going to rub on our hair. So, what will happen when we rub on that hair? When we take that scale closer to a piece of paper, what will happen? That piece of paper is going to attract towards the scale. So what actually we are doing here, we are rubbing the scale here. So when we rub the scale is attaining some charge. Because of that charge, it is attracting the another piece of paper. So in this manner, if you take another example here, that is nothing but in a textbook they are given the refill. If you take the refill, and we are going to rub that refill on a polythene cloth or woolen cloth. When you rub that thing on a woolen cloth, refill on a woolen cloth, what will happen? If we take that refill closer to some objects, what will happen? Those objects are going to attracted by the refill. The light objects, not the heavy objects. If you take a refill out, plastic refill out, and you rub it, and you take that refill towards the desk or towards the table, it is not going to attract it. That whatever the object you are going to take towards whatever the object, that is nothing but if you take refill towards any object, that object should be lighter object. It should have light weight, not the heavy weight. If you take that thing to a table, it is not going to attract. It should be piece of paper or smaller things. Right? When you do that thing, what will happen? When you take that refill towards that thing, that refill is going to attract that piece of paper or something. If you take the hair stand, it is going to attract those things. In the same way, if you take another example here, balloon. We are going to take a balloon here. Now here is a balloon. So you have another balloon here. We have two balloons. Right? Again, when you see this balloon, when you keep both the balloons together, there is no attraction between both the balloons. They are not going to attract with each other. So what I am going to do here, I am going to take a polythene cloth or I am going to take a stick and I am going to rub this balloon on the surface. And this balloon should be kept same as it is. It is not going to be rubbed and it is suspended like this only. So what will happen here? This balloon, after the rubbing, when we rub it, after the rubbing, this balloon is going to attract this balloon. So what happens here? Before rubbing, it doesn't attracting this thing. After rubbing, it is attracting this thing. So by this we can say that by the rubbing we are making this balloon as charged particles, this refill as charged one, as well as the scale which is we are going to rub on our hair are becoming charged. So rubbing is by the rubbing we can say that those objects are acquiring charge. So that charge, after the acquirement of the charge, those objects are known as charged objects. So after the rubbing, the objects are acquiring charge and they become charged particles, acquiring charge. So these objects are known as charged objects. These objects are known as charged objects. Right, if you take any example, anything, when we rub it by using some different materials, when you rub it, that thing is becoming charged. They are acquiring the charge. So when they acquire the charge, they become charged objects or charged particles. If you take the steel spoon also, if you rub it, then it is also going to acquire the charge. If you take the glass rod also, if you rub it the glass rod with any polythene or woolen cloth or polythene cloth or something or hair, if you take that iron rod or glass rod near to a piece of the paper, that piece of the paper is going to attract towards that glass rod. So why it is attracting towards that glass rod? It is because of that the glass rod becoming charged particles. In the same manner, so here if you take the example of this, we are taking the refill as well as woolen cloth. So when we rub this refill on a woolen cloth, this plastic refill on a woolen cloth, this refill is getting charged. So if it is getting charged by the rubbing on the woolen cloth, then what does it mean? This woolen cloth is also getting charged because of the rubbing of the refill on the woolen cloth. So this is also becoming charged. Right. In the same way, if we rub this balloon, instead of taking a piece or a stick, when you take a stick and we are rubbing the stick on this balloon, what is happening here? This balloon is acquiring the charge from the piece, that stick. In the same manner, that stick is also acquiring the charge from the balloon. Since both are interacting with each other, and while rubbing, both are getting the charge. So both objects are becoming what? Both objects are becoming charged objects. So this is about how they are acquiring the charge and why the interaction is occurring. So I hope this is clear. Now let us discuss about the different types of the charge. So already discussed about that, how does the particles are getting charged, that nothing but objects are getting charged. So here we are going to do some activities to know what are the different types of the charge and how they are going to interact. So for that reason I am going to take two balloons here. The balloon A and this is balloon B. So here in this case, in the first case, what I am going to do here, I am going to rub this balloon with a stick or with a polythene cloth or a stick. So what happens when I rub the balloon with a polythene cloth? It is rubbed on. So that I am going to rub it by a polythene cloth. When you took it to closer to the balloon B, what will happen? This balloon A is going to attract the balloon B. They are going to be attracted. They are going to come closer to each other. So there is the attraction between both the balloons. There is attraction between both the balloons. In the same manner, same balloons I am going to take. In the second case, what I am going to do here, instead of rubbing balloon A only, I am going to rub both the balloons A and B. So I am going to take A balloon like this, and going to take B balloon like this. So we have to put this activity in home by taking the balloons and rubbing one balloon and taking that balloon to another balloon. So they should be inflated one, not like directly down to their things. Just they should be inflated one. They should contain air inside there. So what will happen? I am going to rub both the balloons now. Both the balloons are rubbed. Rub both the balloons. Rubbing both the balloons. Now in the first case, I am rubbing single balloon and it's attracting this thing. So what will happen if I rub both the balloons A and B? What will happen? These balloons coming closer to each other. Instead of dancing, they are what they are doing. They are going away from each other. They are not attracting each other, but they are repelling each other. They are repelling each other. So here the repulsion is happening. In the first case, they are attracting each other. Second case, they are repelling each other. In the same manner, what I am going to do here, I am going to take the refill now. So I am going to take refill, and that refill is rubbed on a hair. So I am going to take two refills. Let the refill A and refill B. Refill A and refill B. So what I am going to do, refill A I am going to rub it, as well as refill B is also going to be rub it. I am going to rub both the refills A and B. So what happens when I rub both refills A and B? When I take the refill A closer to the refill B, there will be repulsion between both the things. There is the repulsion. Both are going to go away from. They are not going to attract each other, but they are going away from each other. So in the first case, they are attracting. In the second case, they are repelling. In the third case, they are repelling each other. Now what I am going to do here, I already know that I am rubbed both the refill A and B, as well as I have rubbed both balloon A and B. So what I am going to do here, I am going to take refill A closer to the balloon A or balloon B. In this case, what happened? This refill A is going to interact with the balloon A. It is going to interact with the balloon A and it is going to attract balloon A. So there is attraction happening. Attraction is happening. Now if you see all the cases here, if you see the first case, second case and third case and fourth case, we already know that after the rubbing, balloon A is acquired charge here. Because of that thing, it is attracting balloon B. Since it is uncharged, it doesn't have any charge since it doesn't rub. In the same way, if you rub the balloon A as well as balloon B, there is a repulsion between both the balloon A and balloon B, since both are charged. In the same manner, if you see the refill A and refill B, when they rub, they become charged. When they take closer to each other, they are refilling each other. That means the charged particles are refilling each other, since they are both have charge one. If you take the refill A closer to the balloon A, since both are charged one, what is happening here? Refill A is attracting the balloon A. Refill A is attracting the balloon A. By this observation, we can say that there are two types of the charge. Since here, after the rubbing both the balloons, before rubbing both the balloons, one is charged and another one is uncharged. So they are attracting each other. In the same manner, when I rub both the balloons, it is also charged, but both are repelling each other. Charged and uncharged both are attracting each other. Both the charged particles are repelling each other. Right? Repelling each other. Since both are having the same charge, we can say that both are having the same charge. If we take the third case here, refill A and refill B both are rubbed on. So what is happening here? They are refilling each other. Repulsion is happening. So if you take the refill A to the balloon A, it is also charged particle, right? It is also charged particle. But in this case, what is happening here? Both are attracting to each other. Both are attracting to each other. So this is also charged. This is also charged. So if we write this way, we can say that there are two types of the charged particles are present. So balloon A has the different charge, refill A has the different charge. So different objects have the different charged particles, and those are two types of the charged particles. There are two types of the charged particles. By this observation, we have two types of the charge. By seeing this observation, we have two types of the charge. So, which are those two types of the charge? Now, if there is a presence of only single type of charge, there should be repulsion between the balloon A and refill A. They should reflect since both are charged one. We already know that like charges are going to attract each other, like charges are going to repel each other, unlike charges are going to attract each other. If it doesn't have it has the different charge and it has different charge, then both are going to attract each other. Because of that thing, we can conclude that there are two types of the charge. For our convention, for our convenient purpose, we are taking these rubber particles. Whatever the rubber particles here it is, that is nothing but the balloon which is rubbed here. It is the positive charge. It has the positive charge. In the same manner, the refill A, or we can say that uncharged particle or refill A has the negative charge, which have the negative charge. So there are two types of the charges. One is positive charge, another one is negative charge. So we already know that like charges are attract each other. Like charges are attract each other. Attract each other. In the same manner, unlike charges repel each other. Unlike charges repel each other. So if you take the example here, like charges, that's nothing but like charges are positive and positive are going to repel each other. In the same manner, minus and minus are going to repel each other. Sorry, positive and minus attract each other. Plus and minus also going to attract each other. In the same manner, this plus and plus are going to repel each other, and minus and minus are going to repel each other. Right? By this activity, we can say that there are two types of the charge. One is positive, another one is negative. Like charges are going to attract each other, unlike charges are going to repel each other, and unlike charges are going to attract each other. Now, by this convention, I am going to give an example of how does it works. So leave this example. After rubbing the balloon, it is the aquarium charge. Let this be the positive charge. This be the positive charge. So if it is repelling the balloon B, what may be the charge present on the balloon B here? It is also be the positive one. Positive one, right? Why? We already know that like charges are repelling each other. If I rubbing it is getting the positive charge. If I rubbing B balloon, it is also getting the positive charge. Since both are having positive charge, both are going to repel each other. In the same manner, if I take the refill A and refill B, let this be the refill A as negative charge. Or before going to this thing, I am going to go for this example. Since there is attraction there, we already know that balloon A has a positive charge here. It is positive charge. That means if there is attraction is there, what does it mean? That is nothing but refill A has the negative charge. Since we know that positive and negative are going to attract each other, that nothing but unlike charges are going to attract each other. So it should be unlike charges are attract each other, and like charges repel each other. Like charges repel each other. So if it is a positive one, and this will be negative one. So there is attraction will be there. If it is a negative, and here repulsion is occurring between refill A and refill B, since refill A is a negative, now what will be the charge of refill B? It is also be negative. It is also be negative. So like this, we have two types of charge. By this, we can say that how we are going to identify the different types of the charge. So this is about the charge. In the next class, we are going to discuss further sections of this topic. Up to that point, thank you. Take care.